Hi there, I'm Cam from Three Ginger Sisters, and if you've been around for a minute, you may remember that like 2 years ago I did 16 tips for 16 years. Last year I did 17 favorites for 17 years. This year I'm doing 18 things it's taken me 18 years to learn. Hopefully you can either laugh or learn, or we can empathize on this together if you're learning the same thing, so let's go. Number 1. One of the biggest things I learned this year is that nothing is fruitless or wasted, even if it didn't have the outcome you were working towards. Every experience and every skill and everything you learn is going to be utilized. Number 2. So this one I'm still learning, and it's that sleep is really useful and is not a waste of time, and it's something you need and it should be prioritized. I haven't learned that one yet, but I have learned how to make really strong coffee. Number 3, having friends is different than having a community. So you can have people that you spend time with and that you enjoy hanging out with and you enjoy experiencing things with, but having a community of people that are there for the hard things and there for the big things, and they know the nitty gritty and they show up and they check in on you, hold you accountable, and it's people that you're really doing life with, and it's different than having friends. Number 4. I've always known that I'm someone who has a lot of people-pleasing tendencies, and what I've learned I need to create for myself are spaces where I can just be a human and listen and write and think without any expectations, whether it's a walk or getting up early and drinking coffee and journaling, or just creating little pockets of regrounding so that I don't slip into an expected idea of myself is really important. Number 5, and sort of along those lines, we always say that change is good, but this year I think I really learned that change is good because those periods of transition or shift where things that you are used to are taken away or are in motion or is really where you get to test things that you know to be true about yourself but haven't had to realize before. It's where your strength is pushed, where your perseverance is pushed, and all these things where you really have to show up and prove that those things that you thought you could do are true and that you can do them, and it's where you discover a lot of those moments and those facets of you as a human, at least for me. Number 6. So I do not like casual dating. When I was talking to people who've been married for a long time and have had really successful relationships, when you ask them how they knew it was the one, they just knew. And they knew really early on. Like, you have those stories where like they knew as soon as they saw the person, they knew on the first date, they knew within the first couple weeks or the first month of dating. So for me, if I'm not going to spend the rest of my life with this person, I don't want to lead them and me into more heartbreak and more hurt. So if you don't have that feeling at the beginning, and if there are red flags at the beginning that you're convincing yourself you can work through, that's not what it should be feeling like, I don't think. And I think that's a sign that it's not a good thing for you or for that other person. Number 7! Something I am still struggling with, but I've learned is something important, is that you should make things that you like. The phraseology I've always heard is like, make things that you want to see. And that has never really resonated with me. I want to make things that I like, that I'm excited about. If there's no joy in what you're doing, and if you're not loving the things that you're creating, the things that you're bringing into the world and that you're displaying to people, why are you making them? I just feel like that misses a point. You know? Okay, bye. Number 8. Okay, this is something I didn't learn but was taught to me. Is that cheating? I don't think that's cheating. I'm gonna use it. A mentor of mine helped me realize the difference between guilt and shame. Going back to those people-pleasing tendencies, very type A, very firstborn of me to want to do things right, always. And when I don't, I feel what I thought was a really overwhelming sense of shame and sense of failure. Guilt is a healthy thing to feel. Guilt is what happens when we've done something wrong and we need to remedy it. Shame is what happens when we think we are wrong. And so looking at those situations and going, okay, do I think I, as a person, do I think something is wrong about me right now? What do I believe about this? And labeling that as not true. Have I done something wrong, or am I innately wrong as a human? And if neither of those things are true, then it's not a true thing to be feeling, even if I am feeling it in that moment. Number 9. So this is something I've learned the hard way, which is that sometimes the easy way is not the bad way to do something. If there is an easier path to doing the same thing, do not pick the hard path just for the sake of picking the hard path. And this is coming from the girl who in the last 2 tip or advice or things I've learned videos has said, do the hard thing. Yes, do the hard thing when presented with the hard thing. But do not make life harder on yourself than it needs to be, because it will be hard. So sometimes it doesn't always have to be. I promise, I pinky promise. Okay? Okay, be nice to yourself, friends. Number 10. Set up systems to take care of yourself so it is not at the last minute and it is accessible and it is in your habits. Do a face mask when you can. Get extra sleep when you can, so that when you're in situations where you needed to have done that, it is not last minute, it's not rushed, you feel like you're in a state of having yourself and your person, your body and your mind taken care of and in a place where you are functioning well. Again, with the not making things harder than they have to because things will be hard anyway system. Again, be nice to yourself, friends. Number 11. Read street signs very carefully. This is a tale of the parking ticket blues. Yeah, that was an expensive lesson to learn. That's what that was. Number 12. So as a now legal adult, I feel like I should tell you a little bit about how to be an adult, what I've learned about being an adult. What I've learned is most of adulting is just preventative, because when you're in a crisis that you could have prevented, that's when you look immature, and that's when things are like, wow, that's not a very grown-up thing to have been doing, and you set up all of the preventative measures so that thing doesn't happen. That's when you're adulting real good, like filling up your gas the night before so you're not late and so you don't run out of gas the next day, like stuff like that. Yeah, you gotta think ahead. That's what adulting is. It's just being one step ahead of yourself. Yeah. Number 13. Ooh. I still haven't learned this yet, but be realistic about what you should actually do. You can probably do all of those tasks and have it turned in by Friday when you said you would have it turned in, that project, or you can hang out with that friend, or whatever. However, are you going to be in crunch time? Are you going to be stressed? Are you going to be crying? Are you going to feel like you're not doing well? Give yourself some extra bubble room to be realistic about what you need as a human. Yes, you probably can do it. But just because you can do it that way doesn't mean you have to prove it. Tales from a teenage workaholic. Yeah. Number 14. This year I'm really learning how to be okay with seasons. And just because something is ending doesn't mean it's failed, doesn't mean it was not good. It can be good for a period of time when you need it and when you've learned what you need from that person or from that situation or from that environment, from that job. Then it can be done and then it's served its purpose, and that's good. And moving on is okay, and you can miss it and you can revisit it, but you don't have to stay there just because it was good for a period of time. Number 15. So we all know the world is real ugly and it can be real nasty, and if you can help create beauty for beauty's sake in kindness or in a beautiful painting or song or a relationship or an experience with someone, then do that. Beauty for beauty's sake is not pointless, and point out beauty to other people, make it easily displayed, and we need that. Number 16. Systems of management for when you're overwhelmed. I like lists. When I start spiraling and get freaked out and feel like I'm not doing well or like I'm overwhelmed, I have to sit down and make lists. And then I feel like life is manageable again, and we can continue and we can follow the lists and it's all gonna be good. So helping yourself with creating systems of management and knowing what makes you feel good and what helps you to function and move forward the best, that's really important, and taking some time to figure that out is important. Number 17. Don't only listen to things that you think. Seek counsel for things. Seek mentors, parents, wise friends. Listen to things that you disagree with. Listen to podcasts, watch videos. If you have a strong opinion on something, make sure you understand every aspect of that problem, not just what you believe. Good discourse doesn't happen when you argue one understanding of an issue. Without compassionate knowledge and an understanding of the other views and sides and issues of a problem or a situation. And last but not least, number 18. Everything that bothers you about yourself is in your control. If you keep saying you wish you could dance and you don't go out because you're embarrassed or you feel uncomfortable, go learn to dance. Stop letting that hold you back. If you keep saying you wish you read more, you wish you were more well-read, stop saying that and start reading more. All of those things like that are completely tangible and manageable, and you can shift them however you want. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up. It makes our lives significantly cooler. I grew up a lot in the last year and I learned some pretty big things. I would love to chat with you guys about it. So send me a message on Twitter or comment down below. I'll be down there doing the type in and let's chat about it. If you agree, if you disagree, if you've learned the same thing. What are your thoughts? Let me know. I like thoughts. If you want to see more sketches, more vlogs, more music videos, you can click that subscribe button that's right down below, and right next to that subscribe button there's a little bell-shaped alarm button, and you can click that and you will be the first to know when a brand new video comes out. So without further ado, I hope you have a fantastic day. Shine on!